fault that they had, he removed all doubt. He stood there, you know what I mean, and did what he had to do. And it was the same as when they threw Daniel in the lion's den, you know what I mean, and he came on out there, Jonah in the whale, and they coughed him back up on the shore. They couldn't take it, it was something from indigestion. You know what I mean? So when you got God on your side, you ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to worry about none of that. You know what I mean? So I'm just so very proud of Devon because he had the chance. But the thing is, what makes me feel good, he got a good guy in Kevin. Kevin is one of the most iconoclastic, likable guys in the world. You know what I mean? So he's, because he fights for what he do all the time, good times and bad times, he's fighting. You know what I mean? So he's always there for these kids to make them do what they should do and be what they could be. And I'm just proud of him as I can be. He's a former policeman here in the vicinity of St. Louis in the state of Missouri. And against insurmountable odds and difficulty, he rises up to the occasion. Well, the day his protege did him proud, he did that young lady sitting out there named Sharon proud. She is the thing here that I just feel good all over. Because what Devon did tonight was just a remarkable thing. It was more than a prize fight. It was a display of courage and tenacity, indomitable spirit, you know what I mean, an invincible spirit. You know what I mean? So it's a thing that makes me feel good because all the kids can take a part because he don't fall for the peer pressure. The peer pressure that surrounds him, you know, is almost insurmountable because these people that are your age and they're doing all other things and the end of this and end of that, and they make you look like you're a sissy when you're trying to be able to do the right thing. You know, he withstood all that because he had a stalwart there that was teaching him, putting his hand on his shoulder and letting them know her name is Sharon. She's sitting right there. That's his mom. It's his mom right here. You know what I mean? What it really means, and I'm just as happy as I can be, and now he lives out here in St. Charles County. You know what I mean? You know, we used to let him go across the street in St. Charles County. You know what I mean? So you can see how things are doing when the Lord got his hand in the plan. You know what I mean? So let this Kevin and Devon, this is your day, he is honored. And Kevin's beautiful wife is sitting out there because she's the only thing that can calm Kevin. So, you know, she hyperventilates, you know what I mean? And when he gets hot, boy, you know, I don't care what you say, you don't get a word in edgewise. And so I'm just so happy to see her smile. I know whatever trouble I get in, I got somebody to get for relief. You know, how do you spell relief? You can go find Kevin's wife. You know what I mean? So it is a great thing for St. Louis, and every one of the fighters that was supposed to win won. And that was really great, and many people are disgruntled because they had set us up for losing. But it don't work that way when you renew your hope in the Lord. Isaiah said you can soar wings like eagles, you can run and not be weary, you can run and not be faint. So you mean, so this is what we have here. And I want to give y'all this man an hour that did this here. We got the Irish outlaw. You know, it's a family affair. You got the Tavers cloud, the thunder cloud, and we like. This is a controllable thunder cloud. Y'all have some thunder clouds up here that, you know, they say they're uncontrollable. You know what I mean? And they do devastation, and we won't talk about the people that have been victimized by some of them thunder clouds. But this thunder cloud wants to unify and do good. He wants to be able to give back to the community from which he comes and to make America better, working together, working. So right now, when on behalf of Kevin, some of the people from Africa, we got a surprise for you, but we're going to let Kevin go, Kevin and Devon. Right now, we want to bring Devon up and let him say any what you got for Devon. Let it on now, and the good, the bad, and ugly, and whatever it is, let's deal with it right now because Devon is the man with the plan. He did a great job tonight. I applaud you. Let's give Devon a round of applause.
First of all, I want to thank God, first and foremost, for getting me out of the ring safely and sound. And I'm still healthy and living to fight another day. I want to thank my family out there. What's up, y'all?
Love you.
I want to thank my fans out in St. Louis. Y'all always support me. I appreciate every last one of y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Ryan, you did a good job. Congrats. Forest Cloud, and all the rest of the people that was on the card. Thank you. Thank Don. one of the best promoters in the world, if not the best. I'm just excited, you know. I'm still learning. Like I said, I'm a student of the game, you know. But, you know, I got a tremendous team. Kevin, the best trainer in the world. He's like my ace. Like I said, you know, we're a dynamite team. Had a tremendous camp in Colorado. Had Cortez Bay, he back there. One of my sparring partners. Had Tyrone Chapman out there sparring with me. I had a good camp, you know, and you know I knew what Matthysse came to do. You know, he wanted to come out and bully me, you know, but I showed heart, you know, and I got the job done. So. You just gotta continue to keep going, you know. Like Don said, when you get knocked down, you gotta get back up and continue to go, you know. And amazing things can happen. So. You know, again, I want to thank God and thank all my fans and see y'all next go around.
All right. Devon, Brian Graber with Fight News. Suffered some adversity last two fights, the loss last time, the knockdown, your first official professional career tonight. What do your mind what did Kevin tell you when you got back to the corner?
Well, don't panic. Don't panic. I mean, it wasn't like it was a hard knockdown. It was a flash knockdown, you know. But he hit me with a good shot, you know, and I fell and I got back up. But you can't panic in situations like that. You got to continue to, you know, follow the game plan. That's what I did. That's what he told me to do, and I stuck to that.
Hey Devon, Lucas, one of the hardest punchers at 140. Did he hurt you at all?
Yeah, he had a good punch. He had a good punch. Nothing I never saw before, but, you know, like I said earlier that week, you know, he was coming to fight, and we knew what we had in front of us, so we were prepared for that.
Devon, did you feel you had the fight won and went to a split decision? How confident were you at the end of the fight?
I know I did enough to win. You know, I boxed, you know, the last few rounds of the fight. I boxed real good. You know, he wasn't hitting as much. So I boxed really good, so I thought I pulled it off.
Did you think going into those last couple of rounds you needed to win the fight?
Definitely. It was definitely close. You know, like I said, he came to fight. You know, it was a war tonight for me. It was a tough fight tonight, but I got the job done.
Devon, were you surprised by the score right now?
Not exactly. Not exactly. Like I said, it was a tough fight. It was a tough fight. Everybody saw that. You know, and you know, it was anybody's fight. It's whoever wanted it the most. And I thought I got the job done.
Kevin, how did Devon do on following the game plan tonight?
He did excellent. The first half of the fight, in the second half, he kind of got into the warrior. You know, he wanted to prove all his critics wrong about, you know, the questions they had about art and stuff like that. But, you know, and I think he proved everybody wrong in terms of whether or not he's a true warrior or a true champion. So, you know, he scared the shit out of me, but, you know.
Yeah.
He wanted to let everybody know that he's a warrior. And he was in there with probably
The best puncher in the division.
yeah, this guy is the biggest puncher in the division. And, you know, everybody said he beat Zab Judah in his last fight. So, I mean, hey, this guy was the real deal. Devon stood there and, you know, showed that he could outbox him early in the fight. And, you know, he banged with him in parts of the fight. You know, and, he showed a little bit of everything tonight.
What did you think when he got knocked out?
Well, I mean, he got caught with a shot, with pulling out with his hands down, and he got caught with a shot. He got to get up, so he got up. You know, the fight went on.
Mr. King, what can you tell us about the movie Black Gold?
I don't know.
We want to take on anybody and everybody. He's back in the mix again. We'd like to get a rematch with Timothy Bradley and rectify that. We'd like to get a Mir Khan.
Yes.
Whatever it is, we want to fight him.
It's good.
Anytime we want to keep Devon busy.
But you're gonna.
I mean, and so that's what the thing is. Demonstrated tonight that you get knocked down, you get back up, and that's just what he did. Dust yourself off, get back into the game, and make things happen. And so that's what we did. And now you're at Corey Spence, he won, he's back in the mix again. So St. Louis is really rolling on the saying that. We got the Irish Outlaw, you got Corey Spence.